Hi guys, my name is Ryan Sumo. I am the co-publisher of Glyphica, Typing Survival, and I made this video to guide you to making custom word lists. We're planning to add an easier way to do this in the future, but there is a way to do this right now, and so that is what I'm going to share with you today. So the first thing you need to do is open your Documents folder, then open the Sphere Saves folder, and open the aliasBLACK Glyphica folder. Inside there, you'll find the localization folder, which you should open up as well. And this is where the majority of the localization files that you'll be playing around with will appear. Next, you want to run the Glyphica game and then press F9 to open the console. And you'll see a space above to type some words. And you should type info space CSV space the language of your choice. In this case, I chose English. And you press enter, you'll see an output at the bottom of the console. So when we go back to the localization folder that we opened earlier, you can see now that there are a few CSV files here, and those are the files that we are going to be editing to make our custom word lists. And I'm going to go through these one by one just so you know what's in there, and you can technically edit any of these files. So the main file is what we use for weapon descriptions or UI stuff, so you probably don't want to be editing that unless you're going to do an entirely different language and you want to completely redo the entire main file. That's something that you could definitely do. The paragraphs file is the list of paragraphs that our boss, the poet, uses. It's the boss that you have to type a passage completely in order to finish a trial. So you could use this, for example, if you wanted to leave a note or leave a message in the game for someone. The triggers file is a little bit more complicated. These are the trigger letters that we use to trigger some of the weapons, so you can actually change those if you want to adjust the balancing. Of course, that's a little bit tricky, so you maybe we wouldn't suggest that you do it, but of course you feel free to try to do so. And then finally, the word list file is what we're going to open now, so that we can show you what that looks like inside and how you can change the words in the word list file to make your own custom word list. Now you can use any spreadsheet software you want to open this CSV file, but I'm going to be using Google Sheets because that's just what I'm more used to. So you open the word list file in Google Sheets. Make sure to click on comma for separator type and uncheck convert text to numbers, etc. And then import the data. And it's going to take a little bit of time to show up, but what you will see is that there will be columns of different words from 4 letters to 8 letters, and this is our entire word list. So it's not the entire dictionary actually. What we do for balancing purposes is that we want to have at least 10 words for each letter, for each length of words, so from 4 to 8 words. And just to show you what it looks like if we change this, if we just changed a few words here, it probably wouldn't be too obvious. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my name and then paste it as the words for all of the 4-letter words in the 4-letter word column, and so that once we run this in the game, what you'll see is that all of the 4-letter words will just say my name, which is Ryan. And now that we're done here, we want to export this file as a CSV so we can prepare it to add it to the game. Now you take the exported CSV, make sure to rename it as the same file that you want to replace. So in our case, English_Worldlist, and then you copy and paste it into the localization folder that we opened earlier and overwrite that file. Now we open Glyphica again and press F9 to open the console, and then you type info space JSON space our language, so in this case English, and then you press enter, and then you will see that there's an output below. Now press F9 again to exit the console and then quit the game, and then what we'll see is that there are now a bunch of JSON files in the localization folder. For the game to restart and reload those new files, you have to start the game again, which we're doing now, and then we can test to see if it's actually working as we intended. So start a new game, start trials, and click on begin, and now we'll see if the enemies are named Ryan, and we'll know that our custom word list worked. And so there you have it. As you can see, all of the 4-letter word enemies are now named Ryan, and that's how you can test that the custom word list has worked. Now, let's say you're not happy with your word list and you just want to scratch that and go back to the original word list. All you have to do is go back to the localization folder, select all of the files in there and delete them, and then restart the game, and you should be back to the original word list. And that's it. That's how you make custom word lists. And as I mentioned earlier, you could use the same process to edit all of the other CSVs. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening to this guide. Once you make your custom word lists, you can feel free to join our Discord server, where we're going to make a channel where you can share your custom word lists with our community. We already have actually a few very eager players of ours that are already sharing their custom word lists. And as I mentioned earlier, we are planning on making this a lot easier for you to do and a lot easier for you to make custom word lists and share them with your friends and with other players. But we hope that you can be a little bit patient with us as we work on that process. In the meantime, we hope that you enjoy being able to make your own custom word lists and sharing them this way. I should note that this is the process for languages that use the Roman alphabet or the Latin alphabet. We use a slightly modified process for our Japanese text in the game, and since that is a little bit more complicated, I'm going to make another video where I explain how that works. So please stay tuned, I guess, and we'll be releasing that video soon. Until then, thank you very much for listening, and we're really glad that you've enjoyed the game so far. Please do tell your friends about the game if you've enjoyed it, and help us make it as successful as it could possibly be. Thank you very much.